Alright, Nick, taking a look at you here. This is from a few weeks back, 3 or 4 weeks back. Again, you're hooked up here to the leverage trainer and the drive trainer there, and this is Adrian Gonzalez, who's now with the Red Sox. Got him flipped around to the right-hand side of the plate. Love the pre-swing move, how you're moving the elbow up into the ball, but not moving the hand. That's outstanding. Setup looks good. If I'm going to nitpick, feet are a little angled there, a little closed off. I prefer to see them, toes working straight ahead and feet, working parallel to one another. Again, not the end of the world. Adrian starts open and then kind of closes down. So setup looks good. You're loose and relaxed. Again, we focus on 3 areas: what the back leg's doing, what the back arm or the throwing arm is doing, and how our front side looks. And again, if we look at the footwork, that's just very, very good. It's outstanding. We don't see much flopping over the front foot. The back leg is basically, pulling it up as it loads, and then the back leg, puts it down. And in that situation, especially, you can see your back leg kind of fire there to put that foot down. That's just outstanding. That's a great move there. And when that front heel drops, that back leg has fired, and we've, got that center of pressures now on that front side. The weight, if you will, is felt on the front foot, but our center of gravity stays behind that front foot. So you're in a real nice position here. Create some very good tilt at that front hip socket right there. We don't raise the shoulders, we tilt at the front hip socket, and we create that nice tilt, and you're matching up very nicely here with what Adrian's doing. So it's just an outstanding move right there. So again, back leg pulls up, back leg puts it down. It's very good. The purpose of that stride is to allow the back leg to load and unload, okay, to press sideways into and against that front side. So the back leg, which again we want to control the footwork and control the stride, is functioning very well. You can see it. You're loading it before release of the pitch, and that back leg is finishing before that front heel drops, or it's unloading laterally sideways before that front heel drops. Okay, so the back leg looks outstanding. Taking a look at the front side, again, we want that front side to land relatively unchanged, meaning everything is still squared off from the foot through the ankle. The knee is still squared off, hip still pointing at the pitcher, shoulder still pointing at the pitcher, squared off, and the eyes, the head hasn't moved either. Okay, in other words, you haven't turned your head, you haven't undergone any excessive movement of the head. The head stays nice and stable, and the front side's square. And you can see Adrian, in the same position there, where he's still very much squared off as that heel drops. Okay, so both you and Adrian, outstanding front sides there. Front knee lands bent but firm, and we're posted up and ready to hit behind that front side. Again, stride trainer helping you stay closed there. And again, the purpose of the leverage trainer is to assist you in getting off of that back side, but also encourage you to keep your center of gravity behind that front foot, so that you don't get on top of the front foot and you stay leveraged, tilted, if you will, behind that front side. So leverage trainer helps us off the back, but then also encourages us strongly to stay behind the front side, off the back, behind the front. And again, once that heel drops, we want the body, center of gravity, the head as well, to stay stable behind that front side. We don't want any more movement of the body's center of gravity. As we drive our body weight forward, as we have during that lateral press, there's going to be some forward movement of the head and the center of gravity. But once the heel drops, once that heel comes down, the head, center of gravity, the weight stabilizes behind that front foot. And again, that's just an outstanding leverage position. Again, you create the tilt at the front hip, tilting at the front hip, not by lifting the shoulders. You know, that's happening from the lower half and not from the upper half. And creating a nice position that's going to help us remain leveraged back here behind this front side. Just, you know, that's a very nice position to hit behind. Okay, so we have good rhythm and production out of our footwork, that back leg loading and unloading laterally. We have a strong, solid front side. Front side stays square to the pitcher. So, you know, our back leg, front side's working very well. Lastly, let's take a look at the throwing arm, the back arm. And again, I like the way you're nice and loose. And what we want is some activity, you know, in the elbow. The elbow needs to work up into the ball, but that hand shouldn't travel much. In other words, when we slot here, we want that hand still near the shoulder, palm, you know, not facing the sky, facing the pitcher, and the bat still held, you know, right over on top of our hands here, nice and steep above our hands, and that elbow is going to be, you know, right underneath the bat. So we got this nice stacked position here, barrel over hands, hands right over elbow. And really, Nick, you're in a perfect position. I don't think it could be any better than where you're at right here. I mean, if you look at, you know, the way that your back elbow is working up and to the ball there, it's a great throwing pattern. Back arm's in a perfect position where that top hand, again, is just behind your shoulder, palms facing the pitcher. You're matching up nicely here with one of the best swings that's ever been. And through these first two phases, you know, the loading and then the slotting to the ball, where again, at this point, most kids' bats are flat to the ground, parallel to the ground at this point, and the back elbow has widened up. You really don't want to, you want that elbow to lift and slot and stay bent through this phase. And you can see you've done a very nice job of staying very bent at the elbow, very flexed at the elbow through the first two phases. And even, you know, even a couple of frames later, you know, through here, you're in a tremendous position. At this point in the swing, you know, you still got barrel above hands. You know, look how nicely you line up here. You know, we back up one frame. I mean, that's a great position right there. Your bat's in a very light position, right above your hands. You know, and you're able to just drop the head on it from that position. And that's what the best hitters do. They keep that barrel above their hands for a longer period of time.